Picture this. You walk into your local store and the shelves are empty, bare. The few items left are being fought over and prices have tripled overnight. People are panicking, scrambling for basics they should have bought weeks ago. This isn't some distant doomsday fantasy. It's happened before and it's going to happen again. In fact, major banks are warning of a 93% chance of a catastrophic economic blowout by 2025. When that happens, it won't be the luxury items that disappear first. It'll be the simple, everyday essentials that nobody thinks about until it's too late. Today, you're going to discover 9 dirt cheap survival essentials that most people completely overlook. We're talking items under $20, some under $5, that could mean the difference between panic and peace of mind when disaster strikes. No expensive gadgets, no flashy gear, just practical tools that work when everything else fails. Stick around until the end because I'm also going to reveal several bonus items that could make you the most valuable person in your community when the system collapses. Welcome to Crisis Horizon, where we cut through the noise and focus on practical preparedness that won't break the bank. If you want real survival knowledge without the hype, hit that like button and subscribe right now. What you learn in the next few minutes could literally save your life. Let's dive in. Let's start with something so obvious it's painful, yet thousands of people miss it every single day. You've stockpiled canned food. Your pantry is loaded with beans, vegetables, soups, everything you need to survive for months. You feel prepared. You feel smart. Then the power goes out, the grid collapses, and suddenly you're standing in your kitchen staring at dozens of cans you can't open. Your electric can opener is worthless. You try a butter knife and nearly slice your hand open. All that preparation, all that food, and you can't access a single bite of it. This is the manual can opener paradox, and it's more common than you think. A simple, mechanical, battery-free can opener costs less than a fast food meal, usually around $3, but it's the tool that makes your entire food stockpile functional. It never expires, requires zero maintenance, and is compact enough to stash in multiple locations: your go bag, your car, your kitchen drawer. When the lights go out and people are desperate, being the person who can actually open canned food makes you indispensable. Here's a pro tip. Consider military-style P38 can openers. These things are legendary for durability. You can get a 5-pack for under $5 and they'll outlast you. Choose models with lanyard loop for easy access and keep your dedicated emergency openers separate from your everyday kitchen tools. Trust me, when disaster hits, you don't want to be hunting for a can opener while your family goes hungry. And here's the kicker. In a barter economy, having the ability to open food for others gives you serious leverage. People will trade almost anything for access to their own supplies. Now let's talk about water, because you can survive weeks without food, but only days without clean water. When the taps run dry or the water supply gets contaminated, bottled water becomes liquid gold. But here's the problem. Bottled water is heavy, takes up space, and runs out fast. You can't possibly store enough for a long-term crisis. That's where water purification tools come in, and this is one of the best investments you'll ever make. For around $7, you can buy a pack of water purification tablets, or a compact filter straw that purifies dozens of liters and fits in your pocket. These tools are rated to remove 99.99% of bacteria and parasites, turning sketchy water into safe drinking water in minutes. Think about that, a tool smaller than a pen that can keep you alive for weeks. Filter straws work by literally sucking water through a filtration system as you drink, while tablets chemically neutralize contaminants. Both are portable, lightweight, and absolutely critical. The smart play is to layer your water strategy. Yes, store some bottled water for immediate needs, but always have purification tools as backup. Check expiration dates on tablets annually. They do degrade over time. And practice using your filter straw before an emergency. You don't want to be figuring out how it works when you're already dehydrated and stressed. Water is life. These small, cheap items guarantee access when it matters most. Next up is something that looks like it came from a science fiction movie but costs less than a cup of coffee: the Mylar survival blanket. This thin sheet of metallic foil might not look like much, but it can be the difference between life and death in cold conditions. Mylar blankets are designed to reflect over 90% of your body heat back to you. When the power goes out in winter, when you're stranded in your car, or when traditional gear isn't available, a Mylar blanket traps heat fast and keeps you warm. These things are so lightweight and compact you can stash them everywhere: your car, your purse, your backpack. And because they cost less than $1 in bulk, they make excellent barter items when resources are scarce. People will trade valuable supplies for warmth when they're freezing. But here's what you need to know about storage. Keep them in zip-sealed bags to prevent degradation, and replace them every few years. The material can break down over time, especially if exposed to heat or moisture. Use Mylar blankets as a liner under sleeping bags for double insulation. Tape them to the walls of your shelter to reflect warmth back into the space. Get creative. In survival situations, warmth isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. Hypothermia kills, and it kills fast. For less than $5, you can protect yourself and your family from one of nature's deadliest threats.
Now we're getting into the problem solvers, the tools that turn disasters into manageable situations. And nothing embodies versatility quite like 550 Paracord. This rope was originally designed for parachutes, which tells you everything you need to know about its strength and reliability. True 550 Paracord can hold up to 550 pounds, yet it's lightweight, flexible, and costs as little as $4.99 for a 50 to 100 foot roll. The uses for Paracord are almost endless. Tying down tarps, securing gear, building shelters, hanging food out of reach of animals, creating clotheslines, even crafting improvised fishing nets. But here's where it gets really interesting, the inner strands. Paracord is made of an outer sheath with multiple inner strands. You can separate those inner strands and use them as fishing line, trap wire, or emergency stitching for gear or even wounds. One piece of cordage multiplies into multiple tools. But you need to be careful. Buy true 550 rated paracord from trusted sources. The market is flooded with cheap knockoffs that look identical but snap under pressure when you need them most. Check reviews, verify ratings, and don't cheap out on something this important. Store your paracord in separate coils to avoid tangles. Nothing's worse than needing rope fast and having to untangle a massive knot. Color code different lengths for different uses if you want to get really organized. And keep it dry and out of direct sunlight to extend its lifespan. In survival scenarios, paracord is worth its weight in gold. Actually, it's worth more than gold because you can't eat gold and you can't build a shelter with it. Never underestimate the utility of good rope. Speaking of problem solvers, let's talk about duct tape, the silent workhorse that shows up in every survival kit for a reason. A single $4 roll of heavy-duty duct tape can handle dozens of emergencies. Patching tents, sealing leaks, reinforcing tarps, repairing gear, even providing first aid for blisters or securing splints for broken fingers. After hurricanes, floods, and other disasters, duct tape is used to secure emergency shelters, prevent heat loss through cracks, and make critical repairs to equipment. The versatility of duct tape makes it one of the most cost-effective survival tools you can buy. But quality matters here. Don't grab the cheapest roll at the dollar store. Invest in high-quality brands like 3M or Gorilla Tape. The difference is night and day. Cheap tape loses adhesion in heat or cold, tears when you're trying to unroll it, and fails when you need it most. Good tape sticks in any weather, holds under pressure, and lasts for years. Stash at least 2 rolls, one for everyday use and one dedicated solely to emergencies. Here's a clever trick. Wrap a few feet of tape around a water bottle, flashlight, or other everyday item you always carry. That way you have portable fixes available wherever you go. During supply chain disruptions, adhesives vanish fast. Hardware stores sell out, prices spike, and suddenly that $4 roll is worth $50. Stock up now and be ready for anything. Now let's talk about fire, because fire is survival. Fire provides warmth, cooks food, purifies water by boiling, provides light, signals for rescue, and boosts morale when everything feels hopeless. But here's the problem with most fire-starting methods. They're temporary. Lighters run out of fuel, matches get wet or run out. You need something more reliable, something that lasts. Enter the ferrocerium rod, also known as a ferro rod, and its cousin, the magnesium fire starter. These tools create sparks by scraping a metal striker against a special rod. The sparks reach temperatures over 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to ignite almost any dry tinder. A quality ferro rod works in rain, works in wind, and lasts for thousands of strikes. We're talking months or even years of fire-starting capability from a single tool that costs under $10 and weighs almost nothing. Magnesium fire starters work similarly, but include a block of magnesium that you can shave off to create highly flammable tinder. Even if your natural tinder is damp, magnesium shavings burn hot and fast enough to dry and ignite it. But here's the critical part. You need to practice using these tools before you need them. Starting a fire with a ferro rod isn't like flicking a lighter. It takes technique, good tinder preparation, and a bit of practice. Keep cotton balls soaked in petroleum jelly as instant tinder. They're waterproof, light easily, and burn long enough to ignite damp wood. And always have multiple fire starting methods for redundancy. A ferro rod, waterproof matches, a lighter, and tinder all together. Fire is too important to rely on a single method. When you're cold, wet, and desperate, being able to create fire on demand isn't just survival, it's sanity. Next on the list is something that quietly replaces an entire toolbox, a high-quality budget multi-tool. For under $20, you can get a reliable model with pliers, knives, screwdrivers, wire cutters, bottle openers, and more, all in one compact package. When something breaks in a crisis, seconds matter. You don't have time to search through a toolbox or workshop. A multi-tool lets you cut, tighten, pry, twist, or fix on the spot, turning potential disasters into minor inconveniences. Choose steel models with solid reviews. Avoid the flimsy knockoffs that bend or break under pressure. Check the hinges. They should be tight and smooth. Look for models with locking blades for safety. And once you have a good multi-tool, maintain it. Oil the hinges regularly to prevent rusts and keep them moving smoothly. Label or learn the different bits and tools so you can access them quickly without fumbling. Keep your multi-tool in the same pouch or pocket every time.
Muscle memory matters in stressful situations. When something goes wrong, you want to reach for that tool automatically, without thinking. A good multi-tool is peace of mind in your pocket, ready for any challenge, from fixing a broken tent zipper to cutting through obstacles during an evacuation. And speaking of simple fixes, let's talk about heavy-duty zip ties. These plastic strips might seem too basic to matter, but in survival situations, they're pure gold. A $5 pack of 100 mixed-length zip ties gives you the ability to secure tarps, bundle firewood, make quick repairs under pressure, organize gear, and even create improvised restraints or closures for damaged equipment. Zip ties are strong enough to hold serious weight, yet flexible enough for creative solutions. They're lightweight, compact, and virtually weightless, perfect for bug-out bags, car kits, or barter packs. When things fall apart and you need a fast, reliable solution, zip ties deliver every time. No tools required, no complicated techniques, just thread, pull, and lock. Buy mixed-length packs so you have options for different tasks. Short ties for bundling small items, long ties for securing larger gear or tarps. Store them in labeled containers or zip bags so they don't scatter everywhere. And keep a side cutter or heavy-duty scissors handy for clean removal when you need to reuse something or make adjustments. In chaos, simplicity wins, and zip ties are beautifully simple. Let's shift gears and talk about protection, because all the gear in the world won't help you if you can't use your hands. Your hands are your most important survival tools. They build shelters, prepare food, start fires, and handle everything from rough wood to sharp metal. One serious cut, burn, or blister can halt your ability to work, and in a survival situation, that's a death sentence. This is why a solid pair of heavy-duty work gloves costing between $10 and $20 is non-negotiable. After disasters, debris is everywhere. Broken glass, twisted metal, splintered wood, hot surfaces, the list goes on. Gloves allow you to clear paths, repair structures, carry heavy loads, and handle dangerous materials safely. They improve your grip, reduce fatigue, and protect against cuts, burns, and blisters that could become infected when medical care isn't available. Invest in gloves with reinforced palms and strong stitching. Look for models designed for heavy-duty work, not fashion or light gardening. Buy at least 2 pairs, one for general work and one for especially heavy-duty or dirty tasks. Rotate them to extend their lifespan, and store them in dry places to prevent mold and degradation. Leather gloves need to breathe. Synthetic gloves should be kept away from direct heat. Your hands are irreplaceable. Protect them, and you protect your ability to survive, build, and thrive no matter what happens. Now let's cover the bonus essentials. Small investments that complete your survival kit and fill critical gaps. First up, LED flashlights and headlamps. When the lights go out, darkness becomes dangerous. You can't see obstacles, you can't work, and you can't move safely. A reliable LED flashlight or headlamp, available for under $10, keeps you safe and productive when every other light source fails. Look for solid builds with water-resistant designs. Rechargeable models are great if you have a way to charge them, but always have battery-powered backups. And headlamps are absolute game changers because they give you hands-free illumination. You can work on repairs, cook food, or navigate terrain without holding a flashlight in your teeth or trying to balance it somewhere. Stock up on extra batteries and store them in waterproof containers. Batteries can corrode or leak, ruining your flashlight when you need it most. Test your lights regularly, at least once a month, to make sure they're working and the batteries are fresh. Store flashlights in multiple locations for redundancy. One in your bedroom, one in your car, one in your bug-out bag. Light is a lifeline. Don't skimp on this essential. Next, storm-proof matches. Sometimes you need a quick, foolproof way to start a fire without the hassle of a ferro rod. Stormproof matches are designed to light in rain, wind, and snow. They burn long and hot enough to ignite even damp tinder, giving you reliable fire when conditions are terrible. For under $10, a pack of Stormproof matches offers peace of mind when fire is non-negotiable. Stock up on multiple packs and store them in different locations. One in your vehicle, one in your emergency kit, one in your bug-out bag. Keep them sealed in waterproof containers to protect them from moisture. And practice building fires in adverse conditions before you're forced to do it for real. Wet wood, wind, cold, these factors make fire starting exponentially harder. The more you practice now, the better your chances when it actually matters. Stormproof matches seem trivial until you're soaking wet, freezing, and desperate for warmth. Then they're worth their weight in gold. Finally, let's talk about communication, something often completely overlooked in survival kits. An emergency whistle costs under $5, weighs almost nothing, and could save your life. When you're injured, trapped, or lost, your voice can only carry so far. A whistle cuts through noise, travels much farther than shouting, and requires minimal effort. You can blow a whistle for hours. You can only scream for minutes before your voice gives out. Look for durable, high-decibel whistles specifically designed for emergencies. Attach it to a lanyard or carabiner and keep it accessible on your backpack strap, around your neck, or clipped to your belt loop. And here's a tip: teach your family or group a simple whistle code. 1 blast means, "Where are you?" 2 blasts mean, "I need help." 3 blasts mean, "Emergency, come now."
Clear communication can mean the difference between rescue and tragedy. In chaos, when cell towers are down and radios are dead, a simple whistle becomes a lifeline. Add one to your kit today. So let's bring this all together. We've covered 9 core essentials plus bonus items. And here's the beautiful part. The total investment for a complete basic survival kit is under $100. That's less than what most people spend on a week of groceries. And it buys you peace of mind that money can't replace when disaster strikes. Let's recap what you need. A manual can opener to access your food supply. Water purification tablets or filter straws to guarantee clean water. Mylar survival blankets for warmth, 550 paracord for endless repair and building tasks, heavy-duty duct tape to fix anything that breaks, a ferro rod or magnesium fire starter for reliable fire, a quality multi-tool to replace an entire toolbox, heavy-duty zip ties for quick fixes and organization, and work gloves to protect your most important tools, your hands. Add in LED flashlights or headlamps, stormproof matches, and an emergency whistle, and you're covered for the vast majority of survival scenarios. But here's what you need to understand. Preparation isn't just about buying stuff and throwing it in a closet. It's about redundancy, organization, and practice. Store multiples of critical items in different locations. Keep one set at home, one in your car, one in your bug-out bag. If one location becomes inaccessible, you still has backup supplies. Label and color code your gear for quick identification when seconds count. Check expiration dates, replace worn equipment, and practice using your tools before emergencies force you to figure them out on the fly. And here's something most people miss. These items aren't just for personal survival. They become valuable barter currency when systems collapse. Being the person with the right tool or supply makes you indispensable in your community. A manual can opener becomes worth its weight in food. Water purification tablets become priceless when everyone's desperate. Duct tape, paracord, zip ties, people will trade almost anything for solutions to immediate problems. Survival isn't just individual, it's communal. The more you can help others, the more valuable you become. But the most important investment isn't money, it's mindset. Preparation is about foresight, not fear. It's about taking control of what you can control, so that when chaos erupts, you're calm, capable, and confident. Practice using your gear. Learn basic survival techniques. Stay informed about potential risks in your area. Build skills, not just stockpiles. The world is unpredictable. Economic collapse, natural disasters, supply chain breakdowns, these aren't distant possibilities. They're realities that people face every day somewhere in the world. But your response doesn't have to be panic. By investing in these 9 dirt-cheap essentials and bonus items, you secure not just supplies, but peace of mind and resilience against whatever challenges arise. Remember, it's not the expensive gear that saves you. It's the simple, overlooked essentials that become gold when the system collapses. The manual can opener, when everyone else is starving with unopened cans. The water purification tablets when taps run dry. The Mylar blanket when winter cold becomes deadly. The paracord and duct tape that hold your world together when everything else is falling apart.
Start building your kit today. Don't wait for the warning signs. Don't wait until the shelves are empty and prices have tripled. Take action now, and you'll thank yourself when crisis strikes and you're prepared while everyone else is panicking. Drop a comment and tell me which item you're buying first. Are you starting with water purification, fire starting tools, or going straight for the full kit? And don't forget to subscribe to Crisis Horizon for more nonsense survival strategies. Hit that notification bell so you never miss critical information that could save your life or your family's lives. The future is uncertain, but you don't have to be. Prepare smart, prepare cheap, and prepare now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe out there.